Hey, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1442 of What's You Up To Now. Documenting the journey, sharing my experience over the last 48 years in different businesses, different industries, like 27 different offline industries, owned, operated, worked in corporate America over a quarter century of that time simultaneously while running businesses in different industries. Some small businesses, some big businesses, some marginally successful businesses, couple of failures, because we've all had those. That's what we learned. That's how we learn. And some awesome businesses that I've had the opportunity to supersize and grow, and then different exit strategies that I've used for the different businesses over the years. So in 2017, I had the opportunity, following my divorce, to decide what I wanted to do. I wanted to not do the businesses I'd done at all with my ex-husband or the businesses I'd done before. I wanted to do something new. Always been curious about the internet, so I decided I would hop online and find my way through learning how to do online business, create online businesses. There's a lot of coaches and consultants and marketing experts and service agencies and automations and things like that online. I mean, thousands and thousands of any type of a service or product that you're looking for, you can find online. Why? The barrier to entry is lower. There's a lot of advantages to doing business online. And if COVID-19 proved anything to all of us, it's that remote businesses, having a business on the side is essential, and having an alternate stream of income is essential, but that the online world is extremely viable and profitable and is pretty much open and available to anyone that chooses to participate and learn and hop on and find their place in the online universe. You know, not the meta or whatever Zuckerberg's doing, but you know what I mean. I like to stay in, and I joke that the real world, there's a real world out there where we have physical businesses and things. Then there's the online world, and then a whole other level is the whole meta, alternate reality stuff. I mean, I want to call it nonsense, but I think that there's applications that are really powerful with AI and things. But I also think that creating universes where people live in a different form of reality so people can make more money and businesses can make more money. And the whole digital assets thing, I'm personally transitioning and forming my beliefs and thoughts around all that, because it's a lot to wrap our head around sometimes. It doesn't have to be, but it is, because I think that far too few people live in reality as it is, or their own ability to create the life that they want, and they live in alternate realities already, and that's a problem for a lot of people and a challenge for a lot of people. So I'm not sure creating more universes, multiverses and metaverses and things is the answer to making the world a better place. Creating a fantasy world is not making the world a better place. There's plenty of escapes for us as it is already. Do we really need more? Topic for another day. So today, what are we talking about? In Supersize Your Business, we talked about turning over a new leaf, and I shared my 5 favorite ways to have a new beginning, to change our behavior in a dramatic way as we supersize and grow our business. It's an idiom. I know I've talked about it before, and it's from the 16th century. There's some of these idioms that have been around for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, some of them even for thousands of years. You know, ones that have their foundations in the ancient Greeks and before Christ's time. I mean, BC, yesterday was no pain, no gain. Jane Fonda gets credit for it, but it's really from, 750 BC or 650 BC. It's from a long, long time ago. So it's 6th century BC. So some of these things, if a word or an expression or a saying or something has been with us for hundreds of years, chances are it's impacted you or somebody that you come in contact with on a regular basis. So it behooves us to know what these things mean and how we can define them and what we might want to do to use them in our life and in our businesses. So that's what we talked about today, turning over a new leaf. And our annual challenge this year is to Be You 365-Day Challenge. And we're talking about how to become a better version of ourselves every day. We do one thing every day that improves us or continuously improves us. And today we talked about our physical change reaction. We're focusing on the physical aspect of our life. this month of January because a lot of people are concerned, me included, about our physical well-being, our physical health, and a lot of people are concerned, especially in January in Wisconsin, where we all cough and sneeze and blow our noses and things. In January and February in Wisconsin, we're concerned about our weight gain over the holidays, weight gain from COVID, or weight loss from COVID, weight loss over the holidays, our physical health and well-being, and all of those things that are tied around that. So we talked today about our automatic physical change reaction. How do we react when we notice a physical change? We let ourselves notice a physical change in ourselves. What do we do? How do we respond? How do we react? And I shared how I do and have in the past, and still sometimes do, because even though we make changes and we become a better version of ourselves, it doesn't mean that we stay that way forever. We tend to have little slips and slides back, right? I often share this story of how I discovered my personal primary question. I had a sudden cardiac arrest in 2010, and when I woke up in the hospital, the first words out of my mouth were WTF. And my sisters and my mom and my family and my daughter had all been betting and wagering on what I would say first when I woke up after this experience. I was in a coma for about a week and had been frozen and things like that to help make sure that you have the best chance of survival after a sudden cardiac event or a sudden cardiac arrest event. And so I found it interesting, and it led me to go back and study the work I'd been exposed to, but I really never paid a whole lot of attention to it, from Tony Robbins. And I definitely didn't realize when I first was exposed to it that my primary question was WTF. And maybe at the time it wasn't, but over time I had morphed into this person that was always stressed out, always running like a chicken with my head cut off, frustrated at the drop of a hat because I expected things to be different than they were, which automatically created frustration and stress and this downward spiral in me, because I was always asking the question WTF, which assumes that there's always something wrong and that things should be different than they are. Talk about setting yourself up for failure and for stress and all kinds of drama and trauma and problems. Now, I like to solve problems, so I was automatically creating a whole bunch of problems and things to be upset about for myself. Not the best way to live my life, but I didn't know it at the time. So, thinking about how we respond. And every once in a while, something will happen, and I still immediately, although I've spent years since 2010 changing my primary question, I still will have something trigger that, and the first thing that pops into my head is WTF. And then now I'm aware of it because I've set little things in place within my brain that says, if you say WTF, immediately follow it up with this. And it took a while to make that change, which is why we're talking about our current change reaction, so that we can begin the process of changing to a reaction that's best for us and guaranteed to give us the results we want, or the best results for us given the situation going forward from this point on in our life. Because I learned that we can change everything by changing some little bitty things. Thus, the 365-day challenge. This is, I don't even remember, I've lost track of how many annual 365-day challenges I've done now. I've done the last 4 years online, I've done an annual challenge. And before that, I did a couple. One was online, was a video challenge with a group of other entrepreneurs. And that was fun. It was challenging. We just had to go live every day in that group and talk about something. So that got us to wake up and warm up our voices, and we got to talk about all kinds of strange things. I haven't talked to that group for a while. I should check in with people and see what they're up to now. I kind of have lost track. You know, as you get busy doing your own thing, you lose track of what everybody else is doing because it may or may not fit with what you're doing now. So that's what I'm working on. As far as the annual challenge goes, I'm getting more comfortable with it. I noticed today I was a lot more comfortable with it because I spent some time yesterday mapping out the overall topics and framework for the days. So I'm on May now. Remember when I said, oh, I'll knock it out in a couple hours on Sunday? Apparently that wasn't quite enough. So I've done January, February, March, April, and now I think I'm halfway through May and mapping out what May is going to be about. And I'll do, here and there, I've scheduled it into my schedule now so that I can make sure I get it done. Being realistic with myself and saying, oh, maybe it's going to take more than 2 hours to map out my entire year of content for a brand new challenge that I've never done before and that I'm creating as I go. So I'm adding a little structure and framework to that, which helps me personally to do a better job, deliver better content, better quality content, and a better message, and more valuable content to the people that I'm here to serve. So, spent time on that yesterday. I'll spend some more time on it in my schedule this week as I can. I don't think I'll get it done this week, so I'll work on it again next weekend. But it just reminds me that sometimes I think I can accomplish way more than I can, and other times I can accomplish way more than I think that I can. So it just depends on the topic and the challenge at hand. So that's all I've got today. If I can help you anyway, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Have an amazing, awesome Monday here in the United States. Have an awesome Monday, and I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.